Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, welcome. So we are going to present the International Program Mathematical Sciences Semesters in Guanajuato, Mexico. And this is hosted by CIMAT. It's a math center of research here in Guanajuato, Mexico. And I will present our faculty here. We have our professors, Johan van Horebeek, who is the program coordinator. Say hi, Johan.
Hi, how are you?
Thanks. And then we have Miguel Nakamura, who is the coordinator for fall semester.
Hello.
And finally, but not less important, James Melbourne, who has collaborated with us in J-term.
Howdy, guys. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you so much. So we are going to here to present all the information and, of course, all the doubts to resolve them, okay? Well, this is what we are going to do today. We are going to talk a little bit about the city because, well, we are here in Mexico and we want to present all the opportunities you have about cultural language study abroad. And of course, after that, we are going to talk about CIMAT, which is the institution where the program is available. And of course, we are going to talk about the program. I hope you already have some approach to it, but we are going to profundize about all the part of academic and the cultural learnings opportunities. Finally, all the logistics points, how we support the students, and of course, what is the process for apply and being here. So let's go for it. Okay, first, here is the city, Guanajuato, Mexico. Which is located in the central part of the country. And here is a really ancient city. As you can see in the picture, there is a really ground construction because of the mining. This was a mining town, and we have a lot of history about the country. It's really touristic point, and of course we host a lot of students from all over the world, visitors and residents as well. And one of the distincts of the city is the UNESCO World Heritage, that we can see all around the city, all the architecture, but also all the people and the traditions and all the folklore that exists in here. So if you want to, be in the Mexican culture, have this immersion, you can have it really great in this part. I don't know if someone wants to give a little bit more about Guanajuato.
Probably just to mention that it's Mexico's independence rebellion place where it began. So it's similar to United States Boston Tea Party of sorts. What happened around here. So it's very much related to the War of Independence against Spain.
Yes, so there is a really big focus of the culture and the history here in Guanajuato. Okay, thank you so much. Great. Let's keep going. And I will ask help from the same Miguel, if you can help us with this one. Thank you.
Yes, CIMAT is a part of a rather large network of about 20 research centers that are coordinated and financed by the federal government. And they're separate by subject matter, and they're spread from east to west and north to south around all the country. So there's optics and social sciences and biology and material sciences, and mathematics happen to land in the central part in the state of Guanajuato. So this is a research center that's about math, and we are organized into 3 departments: pure and applied mathematics, probability and statistics, and computer science as well. And we take care of education at all levels: undergraduate, although we are not a university, but we teach undergraduate students from the University of Guanajuato, and then we have our own master's and doctoral programs in all three areas which I've described within CIMAT. So we have very many students, and we have very many academic events that happen during the year. So we have a constant flow of visitors, of academics that come from all over the world. That gives you an idea of what of the numbers of students that we have here. And we've had international students, a lot from South and Central and South America, some North America, and some African students as well. We're about 120 researchers that work in that red building, which we saw in the previous slide. So that is what we are. We are a research center, federally funded, specializing in mathematics.
Great,
Next.
thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so we are going to talk now about the program itself. And this program has built for all the great researchers here in CIMAT. And all the curriculum has these parts of all the math sciences. And we have statistics, we have data science, we have math, pure math, and application of the math as well. And of course, depending on the college, we can transfer credits from each one. You can, we will show you what kind of terms you can be, semester or short terms, and you can have the credits for it for your college if you want to. And of course, the part cultural is really, really in that. And in this point, I want to ask to James, what is your view about the city and about the program and CIMAT? Can you tell us a little bit about, please?
Well, I'd be happy to. Well, like Miguel mentioned, about this is Guanajuato. The state and the city are at the center of the heart of the Mexican Revolution. So and on top of that, I would just say it's difficult to overestimate how beautiful the city is. Valenciana, where we're located, is a small town located just on the edge of Guanajuato in the mountains overlooking the city. My Instagram would be a stronger and cooler place to be if I could adequately capture the beauty of Guanajuato on my cell phone. I'd probably have more success in my social networks. It's a beautiful city. It's rich cultural heritage. I don't know. I've been fortunate enough to get to travel and visit a bunch of different places through mathematics, and I can't imagine a better place to get to learn math and spend time than in Guanajuato. I'm relatively new here, so maybe my enthusiasm will wear off with years, but I don't think you're in any danger of that in the 2 weeks that you visit us for the math science semester. 2 weeks, well, or a full semester. I've only done the J term, which is this concentrated time in January, where we spend a few weeks together taking a semester-long class. But it's a beautiful city. The math's super fun. The people are really wonderfully friendly, and for me, it was a beautiful experience getting to see the kids from Guanajuato that are studying mathematics at the University of Guanajuato interact with students, the international. I mean, I had high hopes going in, but they exceeded them. It was a really wonderful experience to get to see, different people from different places hanging out and getting to know each other. So yeah, I guess I don't even have a really defined role in this communication right here. I was just I'm just excited about CMAT and Guanajuato and the international program. So I wanted to jump in to shout it from the mountaintop that it's very fun and you guys should come.
Thank you so much, James. Perfect. Okay, so that's the point. That's what the program provides. It's all about this part of applied math, statistics, data science. And of course, all the courses are taught in English. The Korean is transferable, but also this culture and this friendship you can build in here with all the students and the researchers you can meet. Well, and we have two options to be in the program. There are the intensive short courses. The one they were talked about, James, is J-term, that actually we are now accepting applications. In this occasion, we are going to, you can choose between two courses, which is stochastic simulation using probability models and data-driven dynamic model. The data-driven, it's also given in summer, but we are going to put it in J-term. Just you know, we have a success last time, so maybe we can have one of those. But you can choose whatever of both. And the other part, it's semester-based programming. This is our like 14 or 15 weeks. And we have for spring that we are also currently accepting applications, mathematical tools for data science, and fall, which is focused on mathematical tool for modeling. Johan, do you want to speak a little bit more about this part?
Yes.
Thanks.
Yes. Well, the semester-based program in spring and fall, the intention is to give actually a set of courses that you can choose. We will explain the details further on. But for instance, in the data science spring semester, the idea is that you take different courses, but they are connected. So at the level of projects, we pretend that at the end you have a project that involves more than one course, just to put the emphasis on this, that it's a coherent program. It's the background picture is a picture taken from what was called a data science kitchen. The program is actually not completely independent of the programs of activities of CMAT. So one of the intentions is to promote that you also work and together with people who are in traditional programs. And this data science kitchen was actually on Friday afternoon. It was focusing on technical tools for data science. And of course, it was open for the semester-based students, but also for the whole CMAP community. And that's one way to collaborate, to know better people from other programs. So it's not completely separated.
And just to chime in, I thought that the data science kitchen was wonderful, because you can run into guys like me, and I interact with people that work in data science to some degree, but I'll be talking about theory and blah 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 blah, and I can make it sound like things are actually much more difficult than they are. The data science kitchen did a wonderful job of like helping people implement things on their computer and actually get like machine learning algorithms working and doing real things for you in front of that you could touch and feel. So Johan, yeah, you got that. Is I wish I had taken more advantage of it, but it's a really cool program and an opportunity to do actual useful stuff with the mathematical theory that you're learning.
More general, being a whole semester at CMAT allows also that you take part in other academic activities, visitors that give a seminar, so you can just enter. Of course, you have a semester based program you choose. It's up to you, up to which level to integrate with academic life of CMAT. And well, one comment when they were talking about Guanajuato, an important feature is Guanajuato is very small scales, and CMAT is the same. The CMAT community is small, so it's actually very easy to integrate and to get in touch with people with same interests, academic interests, and to enter in other activities. Okay.
Thank you so much, both. And well, now we are going to be deeper in this part. So James and Miguel, if you can help me with this part about our 2024 J-term opportunity. It's going to be in January, and this is the course of stochastic simulation using probability models. And I will let the experts to talk about that, and then we are going to talk about the logistics. Thank you.
James, you want to go?
Oh, sure. So I had the pleasure of getting to share this course with Miguel and another friend, Rogelio, the past semester, and I thought it was a really unique course. I think that being able, I mean, you're learning the basics of probability while learning to implement this sort of stuff on computer, and it goes kind of connects with what I was saying about Johan and the data science kitchen. That a lot of times theory guys like me can make things sound more complicated and more difficult than they are, but a lot of what we're relying on when we're doing theoretical stuff is intuition that's built up off of experience, and learning how to simulate random variables and random phenomena on the computer can help you build intuition for these objects that you're studying much, much quicker than you could if you didn't have computer implementation. So I just thought the synergy of learning simulation and implementation on the computer of the random objects and the theory that you're learning was fantastic. I had a wonderful, I had a ton of help from Miguel and Rogelio in implementation. And so you're learning to code and simulate the stuff that the objects, the real world phenomena that you're trying to model. I just think it's a great class, right? It was fantastic. I don't know what else to say. I'll turn it back over to you, Miguel, if you have something to add.
Just a couple of things. The theory involved is not measure theory level. It's more calculus level, with emphasis in the following. Instead of, and I think James would agree, instead of memorizing a formula for a given density, we try to explain when that density is relevant, or when it comes into play given the context in the real world. So we're trying to emphasize not only the probability theory, but also the modeling aspect of a given probability model.
Yeah,
that is what I could say.
Yeah, I think for me personally, I think that's like a wonderful sort of learning and teaching style, is to have the things that you're trying to learn be motivated by a tangible problem. And the guys that put together the course that I got to participate in just did a wonderful job of, you know, giving kids something tangible to be like, hey, I want to solve this problem. And because you're trying to model something or trying to solve something, that's why you build this theory, but it's theory that's connected to a tangible problem that you want to solve, which is a lot more what actual mathematical research looks like. Is that nobody's out there like I'm rambling, but you know, when you're studying mathematics, like the reality is it's problem based. You have motivation based in trying to understand something new, and having that base in the class, I think was a piece of why it was such an enjoyable course, is that it's problem based instead of, you know, kind of top down. It's a grassroots mathematical movement. All right.
Thank you so much to both. Yes, perfect. And for the next one, it's the course. It's also in our 2024 J term, that the driver dynamic modeling. And I will ask Johan, can you help us with this a little bit, please?
Yes, thanks. Well, the data-driven dynamic modeling course is, to a certain extent, similar to the course James and Miguel presented, in the sense that it's not a technical course. It's more about connecting tools and recognizing problems in real-life applications. So the course will focus on tools from differential equations. So they will cover some topics, but again, the idea is not to give a classical course about ordinary differential equations. They will cover some aspects about numerical computation of ordinary differential equations. But the focus is more on recognizing and applying it in different contexts. So they will cover examples from ecology, from epidemiology, models about the dynamics of populations, particle mechanics, and so on. And this year, at the very end, the instructor has a set of papers, and at the end, the project consists of reading a paper, understanding it, using it, implementing it, and in a seminar, explaining it to all of us. Yes. The overall requirements, you need basic matrix algebra course and calculus up to multivariate calculus. Yes, of course, you need a basic understanding of ordinary differential equations, but again, the idea is not to convert you in an expert in differential equations. It's more in converting you in a user recognizer of how to use it in practical problems and how to implement it to get a solution. Yes. Okay. I think that's a general description.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So that's for our first short course, that is J-term. You can choose between those courses. You can only choose one, but don't worry about the data-driven dynamic. It will be also available on summer in case you say, oh, which one I will take? Well, you can take one and the other time. But if you think this is the one, you can choose for this J-term in the next January. Thank you so much. And finally, we also have, we are currently accepting applications for spring semester, for the next spring semester. This is focused on mathematical tools for data science. And as well, Johan, can you help me a little bit with this, please?
Yes, sure. The semester program about data science actually covers two aspects. First, the mathematical aspects. Yes, so if you look at the courses, there is a probability and statistics course. Also, the basic methods of machine learning and optimization are covered. The idea is to explain the mathematical details and how to connect them with real problems. Yes. The other part is more the algorithmic aspects. So the idea is not that you are only a user of those techniques, that you just run some procedures in Python or in R. The idea is that you understand the underlying methods, the underlying algorithms. And so for this reason, there is that course design of algorithms, where they cover, for instance, graph algorithms, some topics related to data structures. But of course, always keeping in mind in how can it be useful for data science problems. Yes, as I mentioned before, this year we organized it in such a way that there is one global project. It was related to a system in Mexico City where you can rent bikes. And so the starting point was actually the historical data of the use of those bikes. And so it was not only about how to predict what kind of patterns do you see in the data, but also using concepts of, for instance, computational geometry to do visualization of the data, to show some patterns and so on. Yeah. You can also choose an independent research project. For instance, this year, someone chose a project about natural language processing, using some methods from matrix factorizations. So again, the idea was understand the methodology, try to implement it, and apply it to some real data sets. Okay, so you can see the set of courses that are available. Some courses are specific to the program. In other courses, it's possible that also a student from the CIMAT community enters. Okay. And well, James already mentioned it. There are some special activities. Data science, by definition, it's an integrative approach. Yes, you have to, you need a mathematical set of tools. You need programming, algorithmic tools, and also let's call it the probabilistic aspects. And so in the seminar that James was commenting on, the idea was to bring people together and focusing on technical tools to use as and so that was focused on Python libraries, and actually were independent sessions, and it was also a little bit try to bring people together with common interests. I think that's a general description about the semester. If there are questions later on, there is time to answer your questions.
Yeah, sure. At the end of the presentation, we are going to answer any doubt that you have. And this is our 2 courses that we have applications you can apply now and before the September 30. Of course, we have an early bird day that it's on 24th of September, but we are going to talk of that later. And well, those are all the mathematical sciences courses focused, but we also have some cultural and language opportunities. For short courses, there is a mini workshops that we have about Spanish and Mexico as well, and all around the city. We have activities that can be about art, about hike, about tours or visit museums. Last time, actually, there was an astronomy activity as well. It can involve also like Mexican cooking and dancing, like salsa. We have a lot of enthusiasts about the salsa class. the dancing. I mean, you can cook as well, but but I was talking about the dancing. And of course, for the semester, we have the Spanish language class that you can be also part of your transcript if you need it for your college. And this can be an alternative for some of the courses. Yeah, we expect that you have like 3 or 4, maximum 4 courses by the semester, and one of those could be Spanish, because, well, you are already here in Mexico, so maybe you can use. Of course, there is no necessary, all the courses are taught in English, but since you are going to be involved, immersed in this part of the city, in this part of Mexico, it will be inevitable that you will speak Spanish with someone. It could be with your peers, it could be with the researchers, or with postgraduate students, or with the city. I mean, people here are really, really kind, and they will also try to help, but you have to speak Spanish in that point, but it's not necessary. That's why the program is taught in English, but you can learn it as well in here with us. Now I want to share this small video about one of our students. It's his view about how he lived the program when he came. He is Anthony. And I hope it listened well. If it's a technical issue, please let me know.
Hi, my name is Anthony Christiana. I'm a math and music double major from Hamilton College, and I came here to CMAT to study for this semester in the Mathematical Tools for Modeling program. My classes here at CMAT ranged from really similar to very, very different from my classes that I had taken previously at Hamilton College. The greatest departure was really that here, more than back at home, I was exposed to a lot more computer tools and programming skills, a lot more hard skills than I had worked with before. And in fact, the real collaborative nature of the experience made it very easy to transition into a new school, new country, new learning environment. And even though the course content was often challenging, I had a lot of really great academic support throughout the whole time here, meaning that especially when I needed help in Python or other computer programs that I had little experience in before, there was a TA or another student here who was willing to help me figure those kinds of things out, which was always really helpful. And aside from just being my academic peers, all the students from the local university who came to take classes with me here really became my guides and my friends very quickly. From the beginning, they were always ready to show me around, take me to holidays, teach me about important Mexican cultural events, and just generally be there when I needed a friend or someone to go out with. The Spanish language and Mexican cultural immersion were both huge reasons for me wanting to come here in the first place. At first, it was very difficult to just exist in Spanish, the necessity to speak Spanish at every store, in every taxi, and I had also asked that my friends speak to me in Spanish. That proved to be really difficult, but just putting my ego aside and really trying to latch on to every word, every new word that I could meant that I'm leaving here feeling pretty confident with my Spanish skills. And aside from just speaking to my friends, I had 2 really great influences on my Spanish speaking in the Spanish classes that I took formally here, and also in the music classes in Jarana that I took. Especially my music class, where not only was I speaking in Spanish with the professor, but I was singing in Spanish, I was learning and memorizing verses, and I was learning about the cultural history of fandangos and son jarocho. As a student here in Guanajuato, I've really lived super contently. My house up in San Javier overlooked the city and was only a 25-minute walk into downtown with restaurants, bars, cafes, whatever you'd really want. And my classes were in walking distance, the weather was always beautiful, and I had a lot of free time to go enjoy myself downtown. I think the first thing that I've really gained from this experience has been a sense of possibility. I had beforehand been pretty locked into ideas about what living as a student might look like, or what a viable environment for learning is. And I think this really opened my eyes that you can find and create your own community and your own sense of self and independent work kind of wherever you want. Not to say that this place didn't provide literally everything that I want, but it kind of did dismantle a lot of my notions about what those things meant beforehand. I think existing in this environment and seeing the way that research and homework and life can be led really opens your eyes that there is a different way. And I think second, the culture, the language, and the way people live apart from work is really important here. Really allowed me the opportunity to reflect on my own life and reflect on my own values, apart from kind of the social pressures of maybe United States dominant culture. And I would overwhelmingly recommend this program to any mathematics student who ever thought about getting out. I know that maybe math isn't one of the more popular majors to go study abroad, but this experience has been really eye-opening, and I'm considering applying to come back here for a master's in the coming fall. So yeah, without a doubt, I've just absolutely loved my time here, and I would totally recommend it.
Great. That was our testimonial for Anthony. It was really a pleasure to have him, and actually to all the students. We have really great memories about all of them, and sometimes they actually come back. For the last semester, one of our alumni actually came for the data science kitchen as a speaker. So he provided a workshop. Shausend, he was really great. So yeah, that is a big friendship here with all of them. And well, finally, we're going to talk about a little bit the logistics. We have all the preparation and the support to give to the students. Since the beginning, when you apply, we are with you all the process. Myself, I actually didn't present in the beginning. My name is April, o Abril in Spanish, and I am the program administrator, and I in charge of all this part. And I will be with you on all the process, with the application, with the admission, and obviously in all the time that you spend here. It's even if it's the short term or the semester-based program. We have here orientation about health and safety, and also how you can move in the city. If you need anything in specific, where can I have laundry, where can I find a taxi, where, etc., you will have me at the side, okay? And also here in the institution, we have a mental and a nurse in case of any emergency, but we actually have a third-party services as well that can help you all around the city. So that's the second part of this slide, but I want to talk a little bit about the housing. For semester, we help to find you a really near place to be. It's as Jim said at the beginning, we are in Valenciana, but you live in San Javier, that is really near. It's really between the institution and all the cities. So you have the best of the worlds, as Anthony was saying in the video. And for the short courses, accommodation, it's in a hotel that is located in the center, in the really center of the town, and it's really beautiful. It's a boutique hotel, and you can be there 3 weeks with a great view and with a great breakfast is included in that part. Obviously, and how you listen from the video from Anthony, peer mentors and the study community is really strong here, and all the researchers are really kind, and they can provide help as well if you need it. This part is the healthcare agencies or third-party services that I was talking about, and this is for help us to take care of you on the city. We have here in the institution, as I told you, we have psychologists and a nurse, but sometimes there is need for anything, and we have this cooperation with this healthcare agency, and they offer this a part of 24/7 support in case of illness or emergency. So it's great, but this is not a medical travel insurance. You will need one from your that it's valid here in Mexico for travel, okay? And Okay, the part of the cost and dates. For J-term and for the spring semester, you have until 30th of September of this year to apply. And for J-term, there are 3 weeks. We are going to start on January 2nd, but the arrival date is January 1st. And the application admission fee are $100, but that does not apply for early bird applications. And the early bird date is 24th of September. And so if you want to do it, you can do it just right now. The application is really simple. You go to our website and they apply menu, and you are going to fulfill with some of your data and to know why you want to be here, etc. And with that, we are going to begin the process of application. The tuition fee for the J-term, that is a short course, are $3,000 plus around $125 for the healthcare agency, but that's for that. And of course, in the tuition fee, the luggage and the transportation, it's covered in the short courses. For spring semester, that is our program, or next semester-based program, the duration is 14-15 weeks, and it will start in January 19, but the arrival date it's 18, okay, January 18. And the tuition fee for that are $7,400 and $300 approximately for the healthcare agency. In this case, the ground transportation from and to the airport, that it's Bajío, it's really near from this city. It's also covered for it. And all that you already know, we'll help you to find a place that it's really close and safe for you to be all the semester. And finally, as I was telling you, to apply, you only have to go to our website, that is mathsciencesgto.cimat.mx, and submit all your data in there. And after that part, you can submit a current transfer and a valid passport for just go with the application process. Two letters of recommendation will be asked. So if you have a professor or someone that can provide it, it will be great. And well, as I told you, the early bird registration date, it's on September 24. So you all still have time. Johan, do you want to tell us something about this?
Yes, actually, well, one comment about the procedure. So you need the letters of recommendations, you need some transcripts and so on, but they are to a certain extent a little bit independent, or at least you can manage it in that way. It will even for us very helpful to know as soon as possible that someone is in the process of applying. And so you can fill in the application form, and the recommendation letters and the transcripts you can send afterwards. So it's not that you first need everything and then you can apply. That's one thing I would like to stress. Also, if you have any question, please write us. I think it's an important feature of the program. As I said, Guanajuato is a small community. CIMAT is also a small community, and the people participating in a semester program is even a much smaller community. So it's easy to communicate and to help you in a personalized setting. One thing that was only mentioned briefly, April mentioned that, okay, there are academic courses, there are non-academic courses, language courses, also some activities, cultural activities, and so on. As you heard in the interview with Anthony, he also mentioned music classes. Of course, we do not organize music classes, but it's actually an example of taking advantage of what's going on in the city of Guanajuato. So the city of Guanajuato is a university city, many students, many activities, short courses related to cultural issues, music classes, and so on. And so, well, we do not organize this kind of classes, but we can bring you in touch. It really depends on your own interests. Sometimes it's easy to organize, sometimes it's difficult because of the language and so on and so on. But it's just a matter of send it to us and we can see what's possible. I remember last semester there was someone who plays the piano, and so he was looking for a place to play once in a while. And of course at CIMAT there are no most musical instruments, but we could arrange it in one way or the other, just using our network. Yes. Okay. That's what I wanted to comment.
Yes, of course. And also the physical activity you can actually do. One of the students also was really enthusiastic about do some exercise. So yeah, we have connections with university, as say for that, or around the city. So yeah, music, there is a lot of activities downtown or you know, really around, and you can do with your peers or by your own. And well, so that's it. We are almost there. I don't know if you have any question. We still have some minutes. Do you have any doubt, something you want to ask directly right now? Maybe they are thinking. I know it's a lot of information and we try to condense it, but it's okay if you don't have it. We actually have an email where you can send us your doubts, of course, mathsciencegto.cmat.mx. So if you want to write us, we are ready to attend all your doubts or your comments. And yeah, the QR code, it's for our webpage, so you can apply. And of course, be welcome. Anything else you want to share? Okay, I think that's it. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And anything, please write to us or apply just directly by the webpage. And anything, I'm here to help as well. Thank you so much. Thanks, Miguel. Thanks, Johan. James has to go, but yeah, thanks so much for joining us. Ivan and Yael, bye.